everyone. So today is Thursday, April 16th, 2020. And so this is going to be another video about commas. So what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be covering direct address. And so what a direct address means is when a person or a thing is directly being addressed in a sentence. Okay, you're saying their name and you're asking them something or you're stating something to a person or thing. Then the name must be set off with commas at the beginning or the end or the middle of the sentence. Okay, so some examples of direct address. How are we gonna do this? Okay, well, first thing is you could say, Tim, where is my coat? Question mark. So I use someone's name. I have to make sure I put a comma after that person's name. If I wanted to flip this same sentence around and I wanted to say first, where is my coat, Tim? Then where would the comma come? Well, if I said, where is my coat, comma, Tim? Question mark, okay? Another example is, I want chips from the store, Sean. Okay? So I have to make sure, since her name comes at the end of the sentence, that I offset it with a comma before her name. I want chips from the store, comma, Sean. If I wanted to turn that around again, I could say, Sean, comma, I want chips from the store. Next, why are you so slow today, comma, you stupid computer? Okay, so it's like this is a thing here, but just you could even think of it as a person's name, okay? But why are you so slow today, comma, you stupid computer? So they're calling out the computer, okay? Now, we've already mentioned about how you can use a name or a person's name or a thing at the beginning, put a comma after it. We could put the name or thing at the end, okay, with a comma in front of the name. Now, this is going to be how we put the person's name or the thing in the middle, okay? I can carry the milk, comma, Jenny, comma, if you can get the rest. Now, if I take out the two commas and the name Jenny, it would say, I can carry the milk if you can get the rest. Okay? So you can use a name of something or someone in the middle of a sentence. It's like an interruption, but you have to put the comma before and after the name. Okay? You could also say something like, Grover, you're calling your dog out or something. Grover, comma, do you want a treat? Question mark. Or, you've been such a good doggy, Grover. Okay, if you did that, you've been such a good doggy, comma, Grover. Okay? Okay, now, the next thing that we're going to cover is cities and states. How do we place commas and how does that come about? Well, you want to place a comma between the name of the city and the state. Okay? Have you visited Orlando, Florida? So where does that comma go? Well, Orlando is the city, Florida is the state. So have you visited Orlando, comma, Florida? And of course, that should be a question mark. Okay? You can also say, I live in Indianapolis, comma, Indiana, period. Or, would you love to see Honolulu, comma, Hawaii, question mark? Okay, make sure you put that comma between the city and the state. Next thing is, if the sentence continues, use a second comma after the state. So basically, if I say something like, Michelle wants to live in Las Vegas, Nevada, where there are plenty of jobs. Now, where are these commas going to go? Michelle wants to live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Well, there's the city, there's the state. Las Vegas, Nevada. So we're going to put a comma there after the city. Now, like it says, if the sentence continues after the name of the state, we do have to put a comma after the name of the state. So Michelle wants to live in Las Vegas, comma, Nevada, comma, where there are plenty of jobs. All right? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple more examples of where we're going to use a comma after the city and state. So I could say Phyllis, comma, okay, because I'm directly addressing Phyllis. Would you like to go on vacation to New York City New York for your birthday? And I'm sure Miss Phyllis would say yes. Now, we've already directly addressed Miss Phyllis, and we've got the comma after her name. Would you like to go on vacation to New York City? Well, that's the name of the city. We're going to put a comma after New York City because New York is the name of the state for your birthday. Now, there's one more comma that's got to go in there, and where does it go? Well, the sentence is continuing after the name of the state, so I am going to put a comma after the name of the state. Okay? All right. Next, lastly on this video, I want to talk about appositives. Appositives work a lot like parenthetical expressions. So, remember how I said a parenthetical expression is something that kind of falls either at the end or the beginning or maybe in the middle, but once you take that part out, it makes sense by itself. It's in the other video that I made about like the trains, you could have something in the middle, okay, and when you pull that out with the commas, you scoot it back together, it makes sense. Okay, so an appositive what that is it's a word or phrase added to a sentence to explain another word. Okay, but you do need to make sure that you offset that with commas, okay? So an example of this is you could say, Danita, my neighbor, is my best friend. Okay, so where is that appositive? Well, of course, it's my neighbor. I had to put a comma before and after the appositive. Now, who is my neighbor? Well, it's going to be Danita. Now, if we was to take out both commas and the appositive, we scoot it back together, it would read, Danita is my best friend, and that makes sense. Now, if I was to put the comma in the wrong place, and say maybe I put it after my, and I just offset the neighbor, the word neighbor, I would read, Danita my is my best friend. That doesn't make sense, right? So I know I have something wrong. So I know that I've got to change my comma to where it should go, so it reads, Danita is my best friend, and it makes sense that way. Okay, how about another example of appositives? All right, how about, let's see, Thornton my student is is always on time to class? Well, what is the appositive? Well, it's my student. Remember, I had to put a comma before and a comma after the appositive. Who is my student? Well, my student is Thornton. Okay? If I pull out the appositives and the two commas, it says Thornton is always on time to class. And it makes sense. Okay. Here's a couple questions that I'm going to have for you. Okay. How about if you were asking someone to recommend a good restaurant to you, okay? And maybe you're going to use the name Owen. And you could say, Owen, my best friend's son. Loves Olive Garden. Okay, so what is the appositive? Well, the appositive is my best friend's son. That's the appositive. Now, who is my best friend's son? Well, it's Owen. So if we take out the appositive with the two commas, it's going to read Owen loves Olive Garden. Okay, how about one more appositive? How about, let's see, Robert's youngest son, Bill, is a doctor. Well, what is the appositive? Well, the appositive would be in this sentence, Bill. Who is Bill? Well, Bill is Robert's youngest son. So if that's the appositive in the middle, I have to put a comma before and a comma after. If I pull Bill out with the two commas, it says Robert's youngest son is a doctor, and that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload some more worksheets, and I would like you to make sure that you go ahead and turn them in, like I said, through Facebook or through email is easiest, or you can text it to me. I am going to have a discussion that I'm going to be sending out to make sure that we are catching up the work. If you haven't done anything so far, I do want to make sure that you try to start getting some things turned in. We are going to possibly have a post test that you can take place in. And that way we can have something to look forward to, see how you're progressing, and then take it from there. So I will see you later. Bye.